Pete, I mean, the market is there to do a PC-only game, right?
Depending on what kind of game it is, certainly. But at the same time, when you're just, our philosophy has always been we want to put the games that we make out on all of the platforms that support them as we envision them. And so, we do think about that when we're making games. We obviously make games and have a different philosophy than folks like a Riot or the guys at Relic who did Company Heroes 2. They're appealing to a different audience in part because of some of the issues of control and so forth. But if you look at a game like Elder Scrolls Online, it was designed to be a PC-only game.
Right.
PC, Mac, that was all it was going to be. Wouldn't run on 360, wouldn't run on PS3, never even contemplated. And we started to look at the next-gen stuff, and we said, we can make this work and work really well on these next-gen machines because of how they work. And we've already made RPGs that use just a controller to do all of these things. We can adapt the controls to work like that. We should really do this. And the more that we looked into it, the more we said, it doesn't just have to be PC, Mac, let's put it out on Xbox One and PS4, and we did. So you may even find going forward that people start working on something they think is PC only, but maybe it's, as Mitch was talking about Kinect, maybe Kinect opens up the window for things like RTSs where you're starting to use gestures and voice command to supplement what you're able to do with a controller in an RTS or what have you, that opens up, the possibilities to bring PC only games as we thought of them and bring them over to the console.
Bethesda's got to do an RTS for the consoles.
Noted. I'll start working on one when I get home.
Come on, Elder Scrolls RTS coming.
No, it's got to be the Elder Scrolls MOBA.
MOBA, that would be huge. I'm sure it's an idea somewhere in someone's head. Anthony, when you think of the different audiences, and you guys put out games across all these platforms, is there a difference between the Borderlands fan on the PC and the Borderlands fan on the console?
Being a PC fan, I would just assume that Borderlands PC fans are handsomer and more well-spoken.
That's a good one.
Yeah, obviously. Not really. I think, you get different degrees of how much the player wants to sort of customize their experience, I think, on PC. You don't generally hear a lot of people on consoles talking about FOV sliders or, tweaking little things about the effects or whatever you might have. But I think at heart, the game is what they're loving more than particularly the platform it's on and where their friends are and that kind of stuff.
And things like, Skyrim, as you mentioned before, the mods have just been incredible what people have done on Steam. Do you think we're going to get to a point where a lot of that will bleed into the console world? And
we hope so. We'd love to. We didn't, it's not our intention to only ever have that be a PC thing. We would love a world in which you could take that kind of stuff and put it on a console, create it on your PC and move it over to your PS4, Xbox One. Yeah. Obviously, that opens up a lot of security issues and so forth for those folks. And, particularly in our case, we're not just allowing you to make a map that you can then drop in. We're letting you make wholesale changes to the game where you can delete all the NPCs or, add in stuff, and it's just sort of the vulnerability that opens up is, admittedly a tough pill for folks like Sony and Microsoft to swallow, to let folks start dropping stuff like that on their console. But we would love to support that down the road, and we continue to talk to them and work with them on how that might be possible and ways we might do that.
So, Mitch, there's always been this talk and debate about, open platform versus closed platform and things like that. As you move to the next gen, do you think, the openness of PC is going to be more attractive to gamers, especially with concerns around, Xbox and some of their policies and whatnot? Does that increase the appeal of PC?
Yeah, I think the openness of a PC is just it's like a lot of the games we were talking about before. It enables that kind of weird creativity for stuff that you wouldn't really see on a console because you don't have the kind of publisher backing of something like that. Right. That said, now that Xbox One is also an open platform for developers to self-publish, that opens up a lot of opportunities for someone to do a weird, esoteric thing that nobody would ever want to play on a console and play it on a console. That's really exciting.
I'm still curious what the approval is going to be like on Xbox One and how open the self-publisher will be. But yes, they've said they're doing it, so we will stay tuned. All right, we'll be back next week here in the bonus round for QuakeCon. See you then.